Here's one of my slash pines, Pinus elliotii, and this particular species of pine is usually more associated with southern Alabama, southern Georgia, Florida, but it actually survives very well in Middle Tennessee, and it put on some decent growth this year. I'd say maybe 9 inches or so. It's just getting established. I just planted it, and I bet next year it'll do a lot more. It's kind of beside or behind these loblolly pines, but it gets pretty good sun most of the day. Ideally it would have a little bit more sun, but just the way things were planted, it ended up going slightly behind the loblollies. I actually have two of these. Here's the other one right here. It actually gets even more sun, and as a result I think it put on more growth, at least a foot of vertical growth. The needles are just slightly longer than the loblolly, but noticeably longer. Not as long as the longleaf pine, but it seems to be doing very well. These I had received from forestfarm.com, and there's a video somewhere back there marveling at how long the box was. These came in a 7-foot box at the time, which was barely big enough, and they've since gotten even taller than that, so must be about 8 or 9 feet tall at this point. But they still have this very long, narrow trunk, and I've got it propped up just a little to keep it from blowing too much in the wind, but I think the trunk will strengthen up over the years. It should be just fine. On the subject of longleaf, let's take a look. The longleaf pine continues to make progress. I'd say it put on about 1.5 feet of vertical growth this year. It's still in the bottle brush stage, as you can see, and probably next year it will go even more vertical. I don't know if it will add any side branches next year. If it does, then it will officially enter the candelabra stage. So maybe one more year of bottle brush, and then maybe the year following candelabra. But it seems to be very healthy.